It's not strange because we knew that this was coming. Like I said, Russiagate was going to pop first, and it's here. They're going after Obama, and he will be arrested. But what's the price for hunting Obama? The price for hunting Obama is probably going to be civil unrest. Is probably going to be violence on the streets. Get ready for it. Be prepared. This is going to be a very polarizing issue, and once he is handcuffed, everyone's going to remember where they were when this happened.
This broadcast is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you for watching Now You See TV.
Yeah, I wanted to have you on to talk about like a lot of the MAGA stuff because there's obviously like wild stuff going down with all of that and that we could talk about. But before did that, I would like to let the audience kind of get to know you a little bit, who you are. Um, and out of all the people that I could have on in the world for this type of subject, in my opinion, I can't think of anybody much better since you've interviewed people like Flynn, O'Bannon, all of these different
I
people.
got
And so
Papadopoulos at 12.
there you go. So
I got
this
him
is
yeah, it's
you're
crazy.
so you're the subject guy, and I've been on your
Yeah,
channel before. I've really appreciated it. I think like honestly on your, I think one of the videos we got's got several 100,000 views talking
yeah,
about aliens and stuff. So it's pretty
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah. I try to cover it all, but I think it all intertwines and it's all linked together. To be honest with you, I think you can't talk about one without the other.
Yeah.
It's all connected. But I
Yeah.
think, well, with this MAGA stuff, like, what do you want to know about MAGA? I'll go into it, whatever you want to know.
Well, before we talk about that, just tell people how you got into this because a lot of people may not know this about you, but you have a ring behind you on that thing behind you for a reason. So let people know a
Right.
little bit about your background and why you're even doing this.
Well, I was formerly an undefeated heavyweight prospect in the boxing world. I was 36-0 with 34 big knockouts. I was top 10, top 15 WBC, top 12 WBC, WBA. I was on my way to be heavyweight champion of the world. Like, no doubt, I was destroying everybody in the ring. But it came at a heavy price. I was also partying and drinking and trying to juggle different extremes. And I ultimately nuked my career when I was about to just blast off and uh, died twice in 2011. Overdose, defibrillator brought me back. Was in ICU for 8 days. Like I said, I was an extreme personality, and then got knifed coming out of a bar. Not just knifed, just filleted. My whole left side of my face got cut open. Got people came behind me and slit my throat. Almost died then. Came back. Uh, did not have a successful comeback after that. Basically nuked. I didn't lose my life, but I lost my. I always say I lost my entire career. 10 years of just drunkenness, lost, not knowing what I'm going to do with my life. In 2020 or 2019, December 26th, I decided I'm going to put my faith in God and I'm going to take the leap of faith and get clean. Uh, I've been sober now 5 years, 7 months. And in that time in 2020, I made a viral video. I accidentally hit a viral video where I was just really talking about my sobriety. And then it went off into like adrenochrome and all that kind of stuff and children and all that. And man, it really like kicked the door open for me. And then all of a sudden that went viral and it was getting translated in different languages. And I mean, my phone was vibrating off the desk with notifications. I couldn't stop the pouring in of just subscriber or followers and notifications and my social media went nuts. And I just started podcasting after that. I went and learned how to get a computer. I never used one before. I went and got a microphone, plugged it in, and just it's been a growing process ever since. And I'm still growing. Like this is not something I'm methodically planned or anything like that. This was all an accident. So when that happened, I don't know. I just been around a lot of people. I had a lot of connections in the Hollywood circuit, entertainment world, uh, certain politicians, people. I knew a lot of people, and I just started digging into my repertoire and pulling out people for subject matter and podcasts. And next thing you know, it took off pretty well. And so now I've been on a few shows like yours and others, and I have my own show, Nino's Corner TV and Nino's Corner, and it just kind of took off. So Um, I hear a lot of the stuff that's happening behind the scenes, and I bring on a lot of people that have a lot of knowledge of what's going on behind the scenes, and it's really everything war on the deep state. So people will say, "Am I MAGA?" Yeah, I back Donald Trump. I'm not extreme in any way. I don't look at anything as I don't follow anything as a cult, but I will say I do back Donald Trump because he just so happened to pick the Republican Party. But I probably would have followed him if he would have picked the Democrat Party.
Mhm.
I like him because he was rogue, and I never before that I was never affiliated with any party, Democrat or Republican. In fact, I always knew presidents were selected, not elected, and I just never trusted any of it. But when I saw the character Donald Trump and started learning about the operation behind him, that's when I said, okay, this is interesting. I'm going to get behind this,
Mm.
and I basically have dedicated this chapter of my life into watching this deep state war, and it's been nothing short of fascinating.
It's been fascinating to watch from a distance for me because this isn't something that I'm as involved in as you. Obviously, I don't have usually don't have people on to talk about this stuff. This is something that I kind of try to keep my mind out of because to me it causes me stress and
Yeah.
discomfort and all those different things. But when I see what's going on right now, it's really hard to ignore with the whole Epstein thing and with all of the infighting within that and Trump's losing some of his base, etc. And I wanted to get your take on that. I wanted to see how you felt about that and the people that you're in contact with, because as I said before, you were in contact with basically the base. I mean, one of the guys that you have on your broadcast was the strategist for Donald Trump in the last election, and then we have Michael Flynn and people like that that you all talk to. What are they saying? What are you saying? Like, what is going on here? This is crazy strange.
It's
And
it's
how do you
it's
see it
not
playing out?
though. It's not strange because we knew that this was coming. Like I said, Russiagate was going to pop first, and it's here. They're going after Obama, and he will be arrested. And I'm saying that like Tuesday follows Monday. He's going to be arrested, folks. So all the distractions and smoke and mirrors, the Epstein stuff is coming out on Trump is all par for the course. Of course, they're going to do that. They've got to stay alive, and this is all they have. But what's the price for hunting Obama? The price for hunting Obama is probably going to be civil unrest. Is probably going to be violence on the streets. Get ready for it. Be prepared. This is going to be a very polarizing issue, and once he is handcuffed, everyone's going to remember where they were when this happened, because he is not going to be. It's not going to be a conventional judiciary system. This is going to be military. This is treason. These are high criminal allegations that are being thrown at him, and it's not going to be a slap on the wrist like Diddy. This is something, in my opinion, much more devastating to the country as a whole. So, and I knew this was coming, and the people that I've talked to. So I've been waiting for this, but the whole Epstein thing that's happening right now with the MAGA base, people, a lot of podcasters are lighting themselves on fire. I'm going to say another thing that's probably highly controversial. Trump will come out of this smelling like roses. He always does.
I theorized that myself. I thought, I'm thinking like this is I what I see on TV, I obviously know this and we've talked about this before. I think it's a drama. I think it's an act. We only see what they want us to see. There's no doubt about that. We're going to see it the way they want us to see it, etc. But I feel like he holds the fulcrum on all of this blackmail, and that's why everything he's passing just keeps going through. Like anything he wants passed, it's just boom, here it is. Oh,
Exactly. You
it's
nailed it, bro.
yeah,
You nailed
yeah.
it. Who holds it? You just nailed it. You got it. That's it. He's got leverage somehow. Where's he getting that from? He's got something. He's now used the blackmail the deep state used, probably the Epstein list. He's using it for his agenda. That's what's happening right now. That's why everything he does now is getting done. And he's leaving certain radical Democrats out there like AOC, all the others that are out there screaming and going Maxine Waters, all of them. He leaves them out there like chum in the water, or like repellent for other people, moderates, to stay away from. So that's what he's doing, and he's brilliant. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this whole Epstein thing, this list that didn't come out, I think deals were made, and just like baseball trading cards, you give me this, I'll give you that. I think his whole objective right now is to take down Obama. And I do believe, I'm going to say this, it's going to be very controversial. He's going to suffer the fullest punishment of the law, military law of treason to this country, and I'll leave that up to people's imaginations of what that will be. It is coming. It's
Wow.
coming. It's coming,
Mm.
dude. And I hate to say it like that. I don't want to see, but you got to realize what the detriment and what he did to this country. It's all going to come out, and it's coming out now. And uh, Speaker of the House Johnson just put um, put Congress on leave because so that they don't put out blocks to stop this information from coming out. This stuff is coming, man, and it's going to be very highly incriminating. He's not going to be able to refute this stuff, man. And I mean, I believe.
That's what I was telling people about, like, so, this whole ICE thing. And I've been telling people, like, to me, what it looks like, without trying to fall for propaganda, it looks like he's trying to take the teeth out of this beast he's trying to take down, because ultimately these insurgents, people that have been, leaked into our country purposefully to destroy, have to be removed. Because as soon as, like you said, as soon as something like that were to happen, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, I don't know. You're saying this, and I trust that you have a deeper knowledge of this than me. I really do believe that, because I have no access to some of the people you're talking to. But it's just amazing to me to see this and see what's playing out without falling for the agenda. I can see things playing out for myself. I know that there's teams hunting these people down. I know that this is happening, and that's the only reason I can think of for this to happen, is because if once this happens, these whole teams are going to break off. And it's very concerning, because I know that they can't get them all. And it would take just kill teams, just a few kill teams that are
Yep.
scattered, boom, 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 holding up places for 8 to 10 days, to 10 to 15 days, to where we would be discombobulated in our country. And I am no general, I'm know nothing about war strategy, but I've seen something as simple as in Kentucky here where I live, not too far from where I live across the river, where a guy basically burnt down the woods, killed a bunch of people, a sniper killing
Yeah.
people in churches, and weird stuff like that that you can't even stop. But if you have like teams of them all over the United States doing this, I mean, imagine the uncivil unrest that it could cause.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be all activated at the right time. But do believe behind the scenes right now with ICE and everything that's happening, they're taking down the big organizers. They're taking down a lot of the heads of these groups or these gangs. And I think they're decapitating mini snakes. So the big component that Trump put in place that people need to understand is the big, beautiful bill. What that gave him authority to do is basically create a domestic military on our soil. So now when he goes after Trump, when Trump goes after Obama and their foot soldiers, which is Antifa, BLM, rioters, all the protesters, illegal immigrants, that's their army. When they get now, we have something to directly oppose them, which is much stronger, which will be our domestic military, which he put in place with a big, beautiful bill, ICE. So he put the chess pieces in order, in position for so when he does go after Obama, they're ready. They're
Hmm.
ready for the civil unrest now. They weren't ready before. They are now. I'll guarantee there will be civil unrest. And I don't know to what extent. I don't know how big. I don't know if it'll be like what happened in June, but something's going to happen. And I don't know. A lot of people talk about an EMP or dirty tactical nukes or whatever. I don't know. I don't know on that part, but I know they're going to try something because they're not going to just go down without a fight, man. Like that's not going to happen. And people say, well, why haven't this kicked off yet? Well, it's like it's the same thing as the boxing ring, man. You got to pick your punches, and you don't just blow your load in the first round and then you're tired for 11 more rounds of the fight. This is tactical, man. This is surgical. And that is why this is taking so long. But the fact that Trump is coming out and putting those posts out on True Social and things like that nature should show everybody it's go time.
Mm.
And he doesn't bluff, dude. This guy doesn't bluff. If he's gonna bomb somebody, he bombs somebody. If he's gonna arrest somebody, you better believe he's gonna arrest them.
Dude, I follow him on Truth Social, because this is amazing. I mean, when I saw some of his posts, like, I was actually in Dearborn, Michigan, hanging out with my friend. He was putting on a conference, and I was kind of just helping in the background of the conference. And he was sharing this stuff with me. This is not stuff I've ever seen before, what Trump was posting in there. And I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, so all of this stuff is real. Like, this is legitimately he's sharing some stuff here. I mean, and even one of the posts where he grabs a bag of popcorn and throws it in the cart, it's like it just makes so much sense in that way. It's crazy to me to believe that this it just reminds me of Celebrity Apprentice, but in a more political way of doing things. And I can see it. I'm just a normal guy. I can see that there's enemies on our soil, and I can see that it's going to be a problem. Maybe not for ICE, maybe not for our military, but for the average person living in Podunk, Washington, or Podunk, New York, or Indiana, or Kentucky, or Montana, or wherever the case may be. When you have one person that can come and create like a fiasco to where all of the resources from multiple cities have to go to this area to subdue this person because he's shot and killed two or three people with a sniper rifle and he's burnt down part of the woods. How can they be there for the average person? That's the problem. This is one of those things that really concerns me when you talk to people like General Flynn and then what do they think that is going to happen? I mean, do they believe a lot of people are going to die, or do they believe they're going to be able to take it down and lay it down, lay the beast
Oh,
down with no problem?
there's going to be casualties of war, no doubt. I don't know if it's going to be hundreds of thousands or millions. Nobody knows that. Anyone says they do, they're lying. I don't know. I just know there will be casualties. There's already been casualties. Look at 2020. What happened in 2020? Those are casualties of war, man. This is fifth generation warfare. This is not tanks and bombs.
Yep.
So this is about destroying America from within. And now that Trump is now picking a fight, or he's not picking the fight, Obama picked the fight, let's be honest. But now that he's coming after Obama, dude, all systems go, man. People need to really understand this. This is a very dangerous time in our country right now. This is not like any other time. People are going to remember where they were when this dude got arrested, when Obama gets arrested. I mean, either that or he's going to flee to Kenya, but I think they'll probably pull his passport. Anywhere he goes, he's not going to be safe. It's going to be,
Do you think he knows this right now?
oh, dude, he's got to. How do you not know? I mean, there's so much information coming out right now, and Tulsi Gabbard's going to be putting a lot more out there. You better believe he's not sleeping at night. He's probably wondering that when that door is going to be kicked in and they're going to take him. I mean, I would be. I
Hmm.
mean, and
Oh yeah, I'd be terrified if I
I'd be
heard the
nervous right
president
now.
of
I'd
the
be like,
United States, somebody that literally passed some things that are phenomenal to me. I couldn't believe it, like the 2025 thing the bill where he was able to basically fire everybody and rehire people that he wanted to
yeah,
do without approval, just bang. That to me, that's astonishing. I can't believe that got passed, but he did pass that. And yeah, you got to be terrified in situation because he's got them all, man. He's got all of these people in his
he's
pocket
got
now.
them all. He's got them all, dude. And just think about like, here's one thing that people can look at and be like, yeah, that's interesting. Stephen Colbert. Why would Stephen Colbert Late Show get hacked? Makes no sense.
Mm,
And then Trump talks about it on the Truth Social post and then says, "I hear Jimmy Kimmel's next." Bro, he's got leverage on these people. He's got the blackmail. He's
hmm.
got the goods. And
Seems that way. It really
it's a
does.
superpower for him right now. That is the ultimate superpower. And he's got the military and he's got the domestic military. I mean, when he decides to go after, believe me when I say this, when he goes after Obama and he gets him, he's going after everybody. Nobody's safe. And I
Mm,
don't think people really understand the magnitude of this. It's game over, and there will be casualties of war. There will be ramifications for this. Bro, the most exciting time in American history is coming, but it's also going to be the most jarring, shocking, depressing time for others. It's going to be a time where the liberal darling, Obama, the first black American president, is done. It's it's going to be like it never happened. And guess what? It is going to be that it never happened because 44 won't count because they're going to go back and look at everything and he's never qualified. I mean, I don't so it never happened, which will make room if you want to look at the good side of things for another black American president to come along and make history. But it's not going to be this guy. He's going to make history in a very bad way and it's going to be walked back and Biden walked everything's going to get walked back and it's sad. Just think of the hangover that this country's going to have, the shock and awe, then the hangover, then the healing process. and then we're going to go right into AI. It's going to be a whole different. When Trump talks about a golden age, he's already there. He's already on the other side of this, John. He's on the other side of this. It's over. It's done. This mission is this game is completed. One other thing I'm going to bring up is when he talks about Hillary, as of recent, he's calling her Clinton's ex-wife. He's calling her doubles beautiful. He's saying things that are just so outlandish and strange
Hmm.
to anybody listening, going, "What the hell is he talking about? Her
The
doubles?"
Joe Biden robot post that he shared too.
I
I
just
was like,
there
wow.
you go, dude. Like, why is this guy doing this? Either he's the biggest wacko conspiracy theorist there is, or it's real.
Yeah. Or he's trying to mess with us. There's that
He don't
possibility
mess
too.
around. He don't
You
mess
don't think
around.
you don't think he
Nah.
mess yeah,
No,
and
this
he
is an operation, bro. Everything adds up. Everything adds up. He's defied all the odds. He's there. He's in the position he wants to be. You don't just beat the deep state at their. You don't beat them in their own game over and over and over again, and it's coincidence. It's impossible. This is an operation. Now, who he has behind him, I've heard it's like less than a dozen of a firewall, and there's only certain people that are read in. Um, and then there's people outside of that, but need to know basis, compartmentalized. But he's the front man of the band, and I think people need to really pay attention. I think now than ever, more than ever, I think all the indicators are there. Everything points to him being in operation. Better pay attention.
I think the reason people have a hard time believing it, like myself, which I'm not saying that I hope you're right. And I believe that it's very possible that that's exactly what's going on because my perception of this as an outsider is very similar to your perception of this. But the average person is going to say, every president we've had, Nino, is a puppet. So why is Trump different than a puppet?
And I can't debate that because I often think of that as well. So like, I'm not, oh, no, 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 can't be. That's impossible. I often think, the powers that be are so strong and so powerful that, yeah, they do control both sides. If you look at the Masonic chessboard or the
Yeah.
Masonic black and white, yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be in their benefit to create this kind of polarization so that they can use the illegal immigrants as a way to surveillance Americans? Wouldn't this be the way to do that? And I'm not saying Trump is wittingly a part of this. He could be unwittingly a part of this. But don't think for a second that I don't think about this.
Yeah.
Don't think for a second that I don't see the beast system coming in and I don't see the pendulum swinging right to where we have a domestic military now. Oh, for what? Problem, reaction, solution to take care of the immigrants. Don't we all want them gone? We've been taught to hate them for the last 4 years with not hate them, but disapprove of them to where, yeah, dude. I mean, I think about it all the time. Could it be a hand playing both? I mean, they own the chessboard. I mean,
It's a
problem,
paradigm thing because it's like if you do nothing, somebody else is going to do it. If you don't create this
yeah.
surveillance, if you don't create some kind of safety net, somebody else is going to do it, and it may be somebody more evil. So I get it. Like I totally understand the paradigm here. Um, I guess the thing me and you both know is that in the end, something that's called the dragon in the Bible will end up taking control of all of this stuff, which frightens me a little bit about this. But at the same time, I know that there's nothing we can do about it or anybody else can do about it. It's coming whether we like it or not. Everything's moving like a chessboard right to the location where the one who created everything wanted it to move. So we know that, like, and that's the piece I have about it because I know that greater is he than who's in me than who's in who in the I can't say that right. Greater is he who's in me than he who is in the world, right? And
Right, right.
we both as far as I know we both believe that. I know we've talked about this
That's why I
before.
got baptized, man, because we already won. We already won. Jesus won. It's over. We already won. So whatever happens, fine. This is the world. I'm not of this world, right? We're not of this world. So whatever happens, really, to me, on a physical level, three-dimensional plane, sure, it sucks, but
Hmm.
we're not of this.
Yeah.
So, and I do believe, uh, Jesus, to me, from just my belief, is he already defeated Satan. So it's over. We just have to believe, and that's what I do. So that being said, I mean, I just find this very interesting and fascinating to watch this play out. I
Yeah.
can't believe we're alive in these times because,
It's
dude, if
wild.
you would ask me this when I was a kid, I'd be like, oh, maybe my great great grandkids, maybe, and that's a big strong maybe.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm seeing this and my witnessing this in my 40s, bro, this is it. This is game time. How is
Yeah.
anybody not paying attention to this?
Yeah. It's amazing, man. And when I really look at what's going on, and I, like you said, dude, when I was a kid, I grew up in the 80s, 90s, like everything was all like new and shiny. Things were a
Yeah.
little bit more happy-go-lucky. Things were different back then, and I never would have thought that technology could reach a point to where we're at right now. I never would have thought it. It's mind-blowing to
Could you
me, and I'm
imagine? Like, I never imagined self-driving cars, dude. Like, that seems a lot more complicated of a feat to achieve than a flying car.
yeah,
Like, what? Like, why?
yeah,
Like, I'm like, I see them everywhere in Austin, and then like everyone on their phones with the stuff that you can do on your phone. That never was not in my purview as a child.
no,
You
man. I
weren't
had a
thinking about
pager.
that.
I had a pager, and when I was a teenager.
Yeah, yeah. JJ's beepers.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know if you remember that. Do you?
yeah, dude.
JJ, the king
Yeah.
of beepers.
Yeah, those and the payphones and all that, and
You
every
see
little
a
bit of
payphone now, and
technology.
it's like a relic. It's like, oh man, wow. You go look at it for a while. I just saw
Yeah.
one the other day at a grocery store, and the phone was gone, but the payphone skeleton was still there, and I was like, wow, dude.
You see people taking pictures of it, like
Yeah,
young
like,
teenagers, like, whoa.
dude,
Yeah.
we are right now in a transitional phase, and I don't know if you, and I know actually, I bet you do. I bet you feel it in
Oh
your
yeah.
bones, in your spirit. Like, we're going into this shift, another shift. Like, I'm feeling right now what I felt in 2020 right now.
Hmm.
You know, obviously it was very turbulent 2021, 22, 23, 24,
Very, very.
but right now there's another shift about to occur. Do you feel that?
I do feel it, man. Like I'm putting on a conference here in like a month, and I'm like I haven't bought the stuff to facilitate the conference, and I'm not buying it till like 2 weeks before because I just feel like at any given time there's going to be martial law, there's going
Yeah.
to be crazy stuff going down, and so yeah, I feel it, man. I know,
A lot of
I
people point to
totally feel it.
August, bro. A lot of people
Yeah,
are
a lot of
pointing to
people.
August. I mean, a lot of people are saying that. And Obama's birthday is what? Okay, so there's a 666 days from October 7th of 23 when Israel was a quote unquote attacked by
Yeah.
Hamas. That was 666 days is August 3rd, I think, of this
Whoa.
year.
Yeah. So it's
And
coming up.
then Obama's birthday is what, the next day?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of, I don't
Happy
know.
birthday, maybe, surprise. But
Yeah.
who knows, man? No, that one reason this is weird, a weird reason, because I'm like kind of my mind works in weird ways, but there's certain places I don't want to be at certain times. And in Kentucky, this is like we're the largest cave system in the world. There's like this place called Mammoth Cave, and I'm thinking if martial law goes down, I don't care to be here. I'm cool with this area because this area there's plenty of deer. I can hunt all day. That's what I love to do anyway. There's caves. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So like I picked that area specifically for with that in mind, even though it's not the most easiest place to get to. Like anybody that's coming to it has to really, really want to be there because there's no direct airport into the town or anything. So, but yeah, dude, I've been thinking about this, like, and I'm even contemplating moving to Central America for a short time just to see how this plays out. I've contemplated that, and I'm even, seriously considered and even actively talking to people about that. So, there's a lot going through my mind with all of this.
I don't know, man. I think that if they would have had it their way, the deep state, we would be in that situation, but I don't think it's going to get to that. I think it's going to get close, but not there. Hopefully. I don't, I
Hopefully.
just think that if Hillary would have won, I know, twice, or if Biden would have won this last time, then we would be up ship creek. But I think we have the high ground, and I think it's going to be a lot more neutralized than people think. I think it's going to be bad in some places, pockets. I think pockets of civil unrest, certain cities like, let's say, let's just say Portland, Oregon, let's say San Francisco, and not even the full city. I think it's going to be pockets of it,
Yeah.
Phoenix, I've heard of cities that are going to be pretty bad. But I think that's the only move they have left with this panic move. I think unless a friggin' nuke goes off, right, and then then to your point, yeah, then we'll be out hunting deer, and we better know how to hunt
My
if the
my
deer
I
are
had
still
my
left.
I had Mike Edwards. I actually interviewed him for a segment for one of my shows because I wanted to get. Do you know who Mike Edwards is? The
I've heard of the
special.
name actually. In fact,
Yeah,
maybe
this.
I've had him on my show a long time ago. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Mike
he
Edwards.
Mike Edwards. He's a special ops guy. He was a Army recon, and he's done like I don't know hundreds, if not thousands, of parachute deployments.
Oh, wow.
And he was over in Afghanistan helping people get out when all of that stuff happened where we left all of the gear over there and everything. So, anyways, he was talking about the cities. He's like, you'd be surprised at what cities you might see pop off because of the high Islamic presence in those cities. And he said that coming through Canada, which is even more potent of a place for immigrants to come through than Mexico, because they've gone unchecked for a long, long time. He said that they've moved more center America. And I'm seeing places like in Kentucky, for instance, like Bowling Green, Kentucky, that's been a sanctuary city. It used to have one mosque, maybe a mosque, and then now they're everywhere, like
Yeah.
this, like people, places like Dearborn that are just populating like all this. And Muslim people, like I went to Lebanon, I was in Lebanon last year, can be beautiful, wonderful people, but when they're largely grouped together and the only um, reasoning that they have or the only structure that they have is based off of this system that they have.
Sharia law.
Yeah, Sharia law, it just creates an environment for anybody else is unlivable. And we see that they're moving into certain areas, kind of going unchecked. And we've seen it in London. I mean, London is so different. I mean, it's horrible to
Yeah.
see what's happened there. But what's
Well,
your
that's what
take
they
on
wanted to
that?
happen. That's what they wanted to happen in America. I had Lieutenant Douglas Deaton on, who was blowing the whistle on Plano, Texas. He was
Hmm.
on my show on my in-person podcast. I did an in-person with him. It's on Nino's Corner.tv, and that, bro, like what he puts out there, what he lays out is irrefutable. They're all connected. It's all been by design, very strategic. And who did this? Obama. Obama's the one that brought them all in by the millions, and who was funding Iran. So that's another thing people need to understand here. That's why it was so important for Trump to hit the nuclear facilities in Iran. You had to neutralize that threat that they were going to use to kick off World War III and propel us into a civil war and into all the above. Okay, all
Hmm.
of the above with the Muslims. So he neutralized that threat and made a regime change or forced them into a regime change. Now, that being said, that doesn't take away the fact that they're all over America right now. And I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not even going there. I'm not saying that, but Sharia law does conflict with the Constitution
Hmm.
and other people's rights. It just does.
Yeah.
So
It can be
how they
brutal. It can be
yeah, how
brutal.
they handle this is going to
In Tripoli, it was like brutal the way you could see people living there. And then in Beirut, for instance, like in Lebanon, it was like any other Western civilization city almost, no, you didn't see the women covering their head or anything like that. It was interesting, but when they are concentrated like that, like you said, dude, it's super brutal.
there's a mosque right here next to my in my neighborhood, man. Like what?
Yeah.
They're all over Texas, and like they're here by the millions, and you got to wonder which ones will be activated
Hmm.
for such a time as this. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I think the big marker is going to be when Obama or Hillary are arrested, man. I mean, that's going to be the kickoff to the big game. I mean,
Hmm.
as if we haven't been suffering the big game all along these last few years, but that's how complex a process this is to surgically dismantle this bomb being the deep state. It is so deep and entrenched in all our politics, entertainment, all of it, sports, all of it.
Hmm.
Hollywood, I mean, everything, churches, dude, it's like it's everywhere. Like you can't just one day flip the switch and be like, all right, it's over. Dude, this is a dismantling process that is going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to take another decade.
I could see people arresting or Hillary and nobody and people being like, "Yeah, I thought that was probably coming." I mean, there's so many people talking about all the bodies left behind and all the stuff. Like it would be hard for me to believe people wouldn't expect to see that one, but the Obama one, that's gonna shock the world, man, because people have no idea about what went down. They have no clue, man. Most people were in the dark. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like him. They didn't want to vote for him, but I don't think people really understand what happened during his regime.
And people kind of wrote me off as a conspiracy theorist when I was saying that Russia, it's not over, it's coming. RussiaGate's going to break first. Everyone's like, they kind of listen to me, but now they're listening
Yeah.
because it's here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's here, man. And I'm telling you another thing. He's gonna be arrested. It's gonna happen. And I think this Epstein thing that everyone's going after Trump for is why it's gonna happen because he's using it as leverage. Whatever they have in those, and I don't even think it's so much the list. I think it's the videos, bro. Because anybody could be on the list and maybe they went for dinner. Maybe you can't prove they did anything,
Mm,
but it's what they have in these videos that
yeah.
Pam Bonnie's been combing through, which is why I believe Stephen Colbert is gone. I'm sorry. And Jimmy Kimmel's next. It's these videos, folks.
I just
Oh,
can't imagine what our country has suffered, the people, the children, the missing, all of the things that are happening right here underneath our nose. And hopefully it's finally getting dealt with. That's what I hope, man. I really hope that,
well, people are waking up, man.
yeah.
People are waking up like you, me, people watching this. We all know. Imagine, think of this for a second, bro. You're my age, right? You're in your 40s.
I'm 42. Yeah.
Okay, 40, you're a little younger than me, but remember back in the day, like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, the milk carton kids that
Oh,
were missing.
yeah.
Remember that was always scary. That was
Yeah,
terrifying as
dude.
a kid. But dude,
Yeah, it
think
was.
about how it was like a open season for these predators in the 70s, 80s, 90s when your parents would say, "Oh, just make sure you're home before the lights come on," and then the kid never comes home. I cannot believe parents used to let their kids go out and do whatever the hell they pleased to do with whatever neighbor. I grew up like that. I can't believe knowing what I know now that we were allowed to grow up like that.
I grew up in South Texas near the border. You know where Mission, Texas is?
Yeah, actually I do.
Right across from Reynosa and
Yeah.
all of that. And it was a reality every day there at that time. And that's back, early 80s, early or late 80s, early 90s. Um, so for me, it's like I've always been really highly aware. I have five children of my own, and I can't, man, I'm like constantly, almost
Oh, I
have
can imagine.
panic attacks, like thinking about like the idea of just leaving them out somewhere to just roam because I've just seen it, man. I mean, my sister was a target a lot because she was a cute little blonde-headed girl, and dude, like, I mean, there was situations that occurred when I was a kid that my dad had to get us out of. It's crazy stuff like that, and it's even worse now in every city, in every state, man. It's everywhere. This network of people that are willing to nab a child for
Yeah, and
somebody's,
and the internet's made it worse. And
yeah,
and like people think, well, it's this has always been a problem, bro. This is not something that's new. It's just being uncovered now. So people need to understand that this is not something that's, oh, it's just started. No, this has been I'm gonna say probably thousands and as long as humanity's been around.
oh yeah,
Like,
sacrificing to Moloch and all of
yeah,
the,
dude. I
yeah,
mean, this has been the thing.
yeah,
It's so crazy to even think about, man. Like I can't believe that this is what humans do.
yeah.
I mean, I could imagine some reptilian or a space alien or something like that that doesn't, that look at us like food or whatever, but not human beings destroying their own species. Like you got to have a real demonic possession to like, I don't know, bro. It's
Dude.
just,
It
it's
reminds
not,
me
it's
too,
really
like
tough.
people looking at the P word. I guess we can't say, supposedly you're not
Yeah,
supposed to say it or whatever, but they're
right.
looking at this and it gets worse. It gets more, aggressive as time goes on, especially like thinking about it as a child. And when I was a child, if I wanted to look at a nude woman, I either had to make that happen myself somehow,
Yeah.
or I had to go find a Playboy somewhere where if they'd let me buy it even, I had to go look for something like
In a
that. It wasn't,
treehouse.
yeah, yeah, it wasn't easy. Like your friends are looking at it or
And
whatever,
and even then, the Playboy is like tasteful, like compared to
Yeah.
what's out there now. I mean, everything and anything's on the internet now, man. Like, look at Bonnie Blue, who banged 1,000 dudes in a
Man,
day, bro. That's the
horrible.
product of society now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the kids,
that's what and kids idolize that shit. Like, what's the
yeah,
next girl thinking? I'm gonna do 2,000.
yeah, dude.
I mean, I don't know where we go from here, bro. I mean, we kind of arrived at a place now where it's like I think there's going to be, especially when all this transpires, I think there's going to be a time, like I said, humanity is going to go into this sobering hangover that we're going to have no choice but to turn this around.
Hmm.
because we're gonna have to have a hard look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Once all this comes out, when it's finally all out, dude, I don't know what humanity does. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people jumping off buildings, self-deleting, deleting others. That's what I see, man.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a hard look in the mirror for our species as a whole.
I think so too, man. I hope that people do look at themselves and if they, look, I had to look at myself when I was in jail, like in 2010. I had a really hard look at myself. I was going through withdrawals, and I'm like, man, like, look at me, look at me. I'm here in this freaking jail cell. I've ruined my own life because I'm a idiot. Basically, I thought I was doing the right thing, and now I'm here. And hopefully people choose Jesus when they took a long hard look at themselves, man, because like that changed my life, and it really did like magnify who I am as a person. I mean, I could sit there and be slummed out over all the things that happened to me, and I could sit there and waller in self-pity, and I could be drug addict on the street right now, but like when those things happen, there is a place to turn, man, and I really hope that people choose that in this time rather than choosing something else, because there's going to be other choices. There's always other choices.
Look at everyone on fentanyl, dude. Everyone that's on fentanyl, they had that choice.
Hmm.
They chose that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad to say, but you could have chose fentanyl. You could have said, you know what, man, I feel terrible about myself. I just want to, I this pain, but you manned up, bro, and I had to man up. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really what it comes down to. So when I see people strung out on the streets, my heart goes out to them because I know they're in a lot of pain. I know it's
Yeah.
pain. It's
Yeah.
the only reason they're out there is because they're in pain, man. That's
Yeah.
pain. But you got to also remember it's free will,
Yeah.
freedom of choice, man. No one pressured you to do that. And if you fold under pressure, that's character. And just like people that took this, right? And I'm not going to even say it, but that's pressure. Oh, I got pressured into it, this and that. Well, sorry. I mean, that's still free will. And when the time comes where it's like, oh, you can't buy or sell unless you have this mark or this system in your body that makes you able to look into a machine and get what you want out of the grocery store or whatever. Hey, man, that's also called free will. And this is a test from God, and He only wants the strongest warriors, man. So I don't know. I ultimately see that coming, dude. I do. I think it's all prophesied in the Bible. I see it's coming, man. We may pull the reins back with Trump right now, and or he could be the ultimate catalyst to bring this stuff in. I don't know.
I'm hoping he pulls the reins back for at least a little while, just long enough that like we get to see evil vanquished for at least even if it's just even if I just get to see it and then boom, the other crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
To see evil vanquished I would be absolutely fine with that. From then, nuke it, do whatever. I'll sit with a glass of wine and in the sunset, and I'm good. Like I'm good.
At least get that victory, huh?
Yeah, at least get
Yeah,
that one
man.
victory, man. Yeah, so
That one victory to savor, man.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm with you on that. I can see that. Yeah, because I mean, we all die anyway. It's
Yeah,
it's like
it is what it is, man.
it is what it is, dude. I mean, it's just sad to see that, people put so much into this materialistic world and not understanding that you're gonna die anyway, and there's no way
Absolutely,
out of
man.
it. So that's how I see it, man. At the
I
end of
do
the day.
too, man. I do too. And I appreciate you coming on, Nino.
Yeah, man.
I know you got another interview right after this, and so I appreciate you taking your time. And look, man, I really enjoy having some of these conversations. We'll definitely have to do it more. And for those of you that enjoyed this conversation, hit subscribe. I plan on doing more of these. Also, you can go check out Nino's Corner. Is that what is Nino's Corner on YouTube, right?
Nino's Corner on YouTube or Nino's Corner.tv on Apple and Roku.
And I'll have the links in the description here so you guys
Thank
can
you.
check it out. But Nino, is there anything else you want to leave the audience with before we
Ooh,
bounce out of here?
just stay close to God. Pray, man. Hope pray that we get through this. I think we will. That we get to the other side of this because it is coming. It's coming, and we're all going to be faced with it. We're all going to have to take a hard look in the mirror, every single one of us. So that's all I'll say.